Welcome to Present Poetry. I'm your host, Erin Crittenden, and all poems within this podcast are either public domain or used with permission from the author or the author's estate. It's a fun time for poetry lovers of all ages, so sit back, relax, and get ready to hear some poems of the past and the present. This week's featured poet is you. That's right. Present Poetry Podcast is hosting an open call for submissions, so if you write poetry, I want to read it. I accept poems of any length, style, or genre, though I do appreciate a content warning if anything graphic is involved. After that, episodes will be made on a first-come, first-served basis, so your featured episode will happen in the order it is received. If that sounds like the perfect opportunity to get your poems into the world, all you have to do is submit a short bio and 5 poems for me to read on the air to presentpoetrypodcast@gmail.com or by using the form at ladyerin.com/presentpoetrypodcast, both of which I will attach in the show notes below. That's all there is to it. Submit your poetry today and let's get it out into the world through the Present Poetry Podcast. Remember, that's presentpoetrypodcast@gmail.com or ladyerin.com/presentpoetrypodcast. Talk to you soon. Thank you for listening to this episode of Present Poetry. If you enjoyed it, please leave us a review, share us on social media, or subscribe so you never miss an episode. If you would like to learn more about the featured poet, or you would like your work featured on the podcast, please check out the links in the show notes. Thank you again for listening, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.